we go. I want to make sure to record this because I have a feeling this is going to be absolute gold. White Line agents, how are you? Happy Thursday. Thanks for making Thursday instead of Friday, but with school starting and everything going on, it's been a little bit nuts lately. And ladies and gentlemen, we have the incomparable Desaree LaMacchia. Did I say that right? I'm saying that right.
You did.
Right?
You did.
Yeah. Okay, making sure I said that right. It's one of those things you think you know, but you're never sure. So we've got Desaree here, and I met Desaree through some of her marketing efforts. And as I got to know her and spend a little bit more time with her, I've noticed more and more and more about what she does and how it works for her and how she's able to procure a lot of business through her marketing efforts. And last time we met, we talked a lot about Google, and she said today she would walk us through how to set up our Google business profile, which, guys, it's huge. I mean, period, Dan, if anybody's looking for a realtor, you want to make sure you have a Google page. Plus, I know it's a great place to get to reviews and all that good stuff, but I'm going to let Desaree talk about all that. So, Desaree, I'm going to make you the host, and you can take it away.
Okay, thank you so much, Colin. Yes, we actually met Colin at a mastermind that Andrew and I were hosting. My husband and I are on the lender side. We are the LaMacchia team at Pilgrim Mortgage. And obviously our day-to-day and how we put food on the table is helping you guys and your clients with helping them get to the closing table. So just a little bit about us. We're local. Our office is local. Our processors are local. Our underwriters are local. And so when you work with us, you will actually get a person. We, since we're a team, we work together. So I know that, you know, business doesn't stop at 5 or 6. It goes all the way until sometimes the wee hours of the night, as well as the weekends. So we're truly here for you guys to help you with anything you need. I know we had one of y'all's agents reached out to us about 2 weekends ago, Bianca, with a client that she's looking to possibly do a land deal. So that was really cool. But I was going to say, I'm going to let Andrew chat for just a little bit. I know we'll get into the Google stuff, but also kind of give you guys a little bit of what's going on with the market in case you guys have some questions, but I'll pass it over to you, Drew.
Thank you. Yeah. Thanks for that. So the market, it's a little volatile right now. So what we're doing is overly communicating to our clients. We're trying to provide as much value as possible on as they're going through a pre-approval process or even the home buying process. And the rates they're high. They're higher than what people are obviously used to. So we're having to put on our selling shoes, and our view is we're gonna have to work harder and smarter than we've ever had before to help people get in the homes and convince them and help them make the decision actually that this is still a good time to buy. So right now you're seeing rates in the mid to high 7s. And yes, they're going to come down eventually. I don't know when, I don't know how much. So that's, you know, one of the things we're talking about is we're still talking about 2-1 buy downs. If you have some questions on that, I want to see a little more what that looks like. I can bring you guys through like a webinar or something. It should take 5 or 10 minutes. So we're talking about that, and also just ways to make home buying more palpable for them. So we're going to automatically refinance them when the rates come down. So they don't have to worry about that. They don't have to worry about monitoring the market. We're going to do that for them. We're going to give them a coupon basically that's going to say, hey, look, when you do refinance, we're going to reduce our fees. Title is going to reduce their fees to make that, to make that refinance a lot more cost effective for you. But that's really the angle we're playing right now, is just we're really having some in-depth conversations. We're showing them what the home's going to be worth. We're showing how they can build wealth owning a home instead of just shooting out rate and fee scenarios, because that's not getting it done. People are not, they're just going, they seem to think that they're just going to wait it out, and when rates come down, which there is some validity to that, but obviously if rates start coming down, you're going to see a lot of pent-up demand hit the market. And what's that going to do to home prices? What's that going to do to competition? So there's just going to be competing in a marketplace with a lot more people, because everybody's going to be wanting to do that. So the house they look at 400 might be worth, they might have to offer 435 to win the deal. So those are the kind of conversations we're having. We're trying really hard to make this a more of a long play instead of like, hey, rate fee, because that's not enough. That's not going to, I'm not going to disclose a lot of loans. Of my sole focus is rate fee. We got to talk about long-term mortgage path. We're going to talk about building wealth, and obviously some hand-to-hand tactics, whether it's a 2-1 buy down, and then a free refinance strategy, or later when the rates do come down. So, any questions on any of that?
Yeah, I know sometimes that's a lot. So
No, what I did catch in there is that, because I was going to ask you that question when you started talking, but is reducing your fees, not having the full origination, not having the full escrow charges, because that's the main reason never to do it, right? If you're paying $10,000 in closing costs, how long is it going to take you to make that up?
Yeah, so we're going to reduce. I'm not going to say it's free. I don't want to say, lenders shouldn't be saying they're free refinance. We're going to reduce our fees, but like you said, there are some costs associated with that. But it's just, what the math comes out, if rates get back to the mid 5s, which we hope they are, and you're at a 7.5 or 7.25, then yeah, it won't take as long to make up, to break even, because you're going to drop that payment a lot. So, yeah, we run some numbers, and right now I ran one the other day. If rates get into the low 6s and they're at a mid 7 right now, that's like $400 a month they can save. So yeah, after about a couple of years of just after they refinance, they're going to break even and be in a really good spot. So, but right now it's, we're plugging ahead and doing the best we can just to keep being able to sign loans and work with our partners, because buyers have a lot of pain right now with payment and rate. So we're like, hey, look, there's going to be some short-term pain, but hey, let's get the house you want. Let's get it at the price you want. Let's get it in the situation that makes sense for you, because a couple of years ago, people were going way above asking price. They were waiving all the contingencies that protected them. They were having to make decisions in 5 minutes. It's a total, complete free-for-all. And Colin, another thing that we talked about that we saw, and I don't know if people would admit this, but I've talked to some clients and talked to some other colleagues and other lenders and realtors, is like, back a couple of years ago, people, they had to, I don't want to say they settled, but maybe some people might have settled for the house they bought a couple of years ago because they just wanted to win the deal. They're tired of making multiple offers, and they're like, hey, you know what? This isn't my dream home, but hey, I want to get the house under contract. I want to win this deal. So if we go back to that situation versus right now, finding the home they actually really want and love, then it's worth taking the, hey, you know what, a couple months or maybe a year, 18 months of a little bit of a higher payment. It's still going to allow us to get the house we want. And let's just say it's $400 more a month for 2 years. That's, 12, it's like $9,600. I mean, would you rather pay $9,600 more and a little bit higher payment for 2 years, or 25 grand more in sales price? So those are some of the ways we're helping clients look at things a different way, instead of just rate, fee, payment, cash to close. Does that help at all? Does that make sense?
and we can do a scenario breakdown too with your client. That way they can see the payment schedule and savings over time, which is really helpful. So I went ahead and put our contact information in the chat. Also, if you go to our website, which is cleartoclosetexas.com, there's a lot of helpful information as well. If you guys don't mind, if y'all could put your contact information, I'm going to do a raffle after this is done. I don't know if you guys like Chewy's, but I'm a big Chewy's fan. We'll be raffling off a Chewy's gift card for you guys. So, all right. So I'm going to get into...
I'm in. Sorry.
Food always makes things better, right?
It does. It does. All right. So I'm going to start sharing my screen and get into this. So this is definitely interactive. We've got a smaller group, so that's always good. You can ask questions. If I don't know questions or the answers, I will definitely try to seek out that for you. But what I wanted to do, and what I kind of had told, Colin, was that, one of the great resources and applications that anybody should be using, and even ourselves, what we should be using is Google business profile page. And if you guys just want to answer in the chat, how many of you guys have a Google business profile page?
I do.
You do? Awesome. And are you managing it fairly regularly?
As far as it is up, that's managing it. It's up. It's there for everybody to see. That's about it.
No worries. I understand. I understand. And honestly, the one thing that I want you guys to think about with your Google business profile page is that this should also interact like your social media pages. So I know most of you guys probably have a Facebook page. You might also have an Instagram, a Zillow page, you know, God knows how many things there are, right? Like now Instagram has threads and there's, you know, TikTok and all that stuff. So for us, I really like to keep it easy and organic, especially because I know that, you know, all of our jobs isn't necessarily to be a social media or marketing manager, right? Like our job is to sell real estate and to close deals. So I really want to make this easy for you versus adding another thing onto your plate. I think that there are so many great classes that are offered in our business, but I also think that we have to be very realistic that, you know, the majority of us are managing families, we're managing work life, and we need something, if we're going to do it right, it needs to be consistent. So what I would highly recommend to all of you and what to start with is to say, okay, if I have a Google business profile page, I'm going to commit to going on there once a week. And maybe it's, you know, you segment the day. I'm really good if I can kind of time block and say, okay, on Mondays, this is what I'm going to do. That's typically when I do like to do a lot of our administrative stuff. So it works for me to go on our Google business profile page. So for those of you guys who have not created a Google business profile page, I hope you're on your computer because we're going to do that right now. That's why I told Colin to tell all of you to actually be on your computer. So what you're going to do, and let me move this so that way I can show you guys. So this is if you do not have a Google business profile page. It's very easy to sign up. You are going to go ahead and you're going to go ahead and go to this website, and I'll go ahead and put it in the chat for y'all as well, so that way you can just copy and paste it or just click on it. And from there, can you guys see my page when I'm sharing?
Yeah.
You can. Okay, so you can see sign up for business profile. Yes. Okay, cool. If at any time y'all can't see what I'm doing, just let me know. So once you click on this, it's going to take you to this profile page. And here's some recommendations on this. If you guys have a Gmail account, this will be really easy. Now, if it's a personal Gmail account, I would suggest you creating like a work Gmail account. So like, let's just say Colin had his personal, just like colin@gmail.com. I would suggest to Colin to say, hey, I would do whitelinerealty@gmail.com. That way it keeps your personal and your work Gmail account not associated. Now, if you don't have a Gmail account and you don't like Gmail, which honestly, I really don't like Gmail, but I have it as an account, you can still create a Google business profile without having a Gmail account. So once you're here, you're going to say create a business profile on Google. And this, if you get lost, this is a great link to keep on because it'll kind of help you run through all of this. And I do want to tell you, kind of just like if you're doing Facebook or Instagram or really anything, right? Like getting into the MLS, the more you do it and the more repetition you do, the easier it's going to come to you. It's going to seem foreign because obviously you're not working, you know, you're not working on it. So once you get here, you're going to say, create a profile. And you can go ahead and type in your business. So like for us, we're the LaMacchia team. And I go ahead and plug that in. it probably would, let me see here. Actually, it's Andrew. So you could plug in and do White Line Realty, or let's just say it was Melissa Hadley, Realtor, or Courtney, whatever your kind of name is for your business. If you wanted to check and see if that was already in there, you could do that. Ours is actually Andrew LaMacchia. I think I had just changed. Let me see. So you'll go ahead and plug that in. And then from here, you're going to put in the business category. Okay. And then for your business category, you'll just put real estate. So whether it's residential real estate, whether it's commercial real estate, or even investor, if you wanted to be specific and you're just like, hey, I just want to do investments, you could also do that as well. And then you're going to go ahead and click next. Okay. Let me do this. I'm going to do this so that way it doesn't mess up our, it doesn't mess up our, so see how I just plugged in coaching there? So maybe you put something that Google doesn't recognize. You'll have to pick something that Google recognizes. So I'm just going to click that. And then here it's going to say, do you want to add a location customers can visit, like a store or an office? So this is something that we kind of touched on the last time we met at our office. So if I were you guys as a realtor, I would not pick a location, because the majority of you guys probably go into the office every now and then. You guys are constantly meeting at various locations. And for the majority of you, you probably work from home. And so you're more seen as a service. So I would hit no. But what this is going to allow you to do right here, it's going to allow you to pick areas. So Google will allow you to go out 2 hours from your main location. So like for San Antonio, probably the furthest out we could go is like Round Rock. And you really want to make sure that you are putting in locations that you will actually cover. So you don't want to start to add maybe areas that you don't ever go to, like if you don't ever go to Lavernia, or maybe you really focus on the west side of the San Antonio sprawling area, like Castroville and things like that. You can put all of those areas. Now, what Google will allow you to do is add 20 of these locations. So you can continue to plug in 20 different locations, even like Alamo Heights, because that's kind of its own area. And then even like Hollywood Park. But obviously, some of the bigger areas like Bernie, Texas, Converse, all the areas and locations that you guys have done business, you're going to want to add them into this right here. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So once you've added all of these location areas, you'll go ahead and hit next. And then they're going to ask you, what contact details do you want to show customers? Now, for us, because we used to have like a Google number. If you have a Google number, or you kind of have a line that you post on any type of website information, I would plug that in here. If it's your personal number for right now, because you don't have like a Google number, you can hide this number and just default to a website. So you'll go ahead and plug in this, and I'll show y'all what that'll look like once we get through these prompts. So clear to close Texas. And I would definitely plug in your website information so people can see any reviews. And if you don't have a website, that's okay. And then I would highly recommend you guys get updates about your business, because this is really the place that you want to get any of your reviews. How many of you guys get your reviews on Zillow? That many. What other, I guess, testimonial pages do y'all get your reviews? Facebook, Realtor.com.
I'm terrible. I never get any. I never
Same.
do.
Same.
I don't
Next
ask.
door.
Well, you know what?
Oh, next. That's not a bad one.
That's not terrible, okay? Because this is the whole reason why y'all are in this class.
No news is good news, right?
No news is good news.
Nobody
Yeah.
knows how bad I am. I like it.
You can only go up from here. So what I want you guys to look at Google as a free website for you guys, completely free, right? And you guys don't have to you have to maintain it as far as like putting stuff on there, but you don't have to necessarily maintain it with IT support and things like that. You can get all your reviews and have them get sent to Google. And that's really what's going to allow you guys to kind of create this internet kind of monster for y'all. So the more reviews that you guys get, and then the more activity that y'all continue to have on your Google profile page, it's going to signal to Google and say, oh, wow, Courtney's really putting in some time and people are doing reviews. We're going to bump her up. So when somebody goes online and they start to plug in on Google and they go into the search and they search Courtney, a San Antonio realtor, then it's going to populate you. So that's really how Google works. And the thing about it is, guys, it's free. It is free. So unlike all that we always have to purchase, this is free for y'all. So once you're here and you've created this account for yourself, it's going to ask you to verify your account. Okay. So it's going to say, please enter your mailing address to verify. So you're going to go ahead and plug in. And since we had put that we're a service, so we don't necessarily have a location, there's 3 ways that Google will verify your account. It'll either be asking for a mailing address. And when they ask for a mailing address, they're going to send you a postcard that's going to have, I think it's a series of 5 or 6 numbers that you will go back into this profile manager and plug in. So I'm going to go ahead and plug in my home address. Or you can hit verify later. I'm just going to hit next. That way you guys can see. So now the verification's in progress. So you may get that prompt that I just got. It kind of depends on what Google picks. They've been doing a lot more of this postcard verification. So you want to make sure you pick an address that you consistently get your mail from, because you'll get a postcard, or they'll have you, they'll text you a number. And then the other one is you do a video of the location and show that it's a place of business. So I'm going to show you guys what it'll look like once you get your Google business page put together. So let's just say somebody Googles Andrew LaMacchia. So when they do that, it's going to automatically populate this. What's nice about this, again, is that this kind of becomes your website, okay, where people can see you. You know, the majority of people, they're going to Google something before they actually go to your website, right? So this is where you can come in here once you get more of your information and you're kind of playing with it. You can edit. So all I did, just to show you guys again, is I typed into you can either type it here or here. I typed in Andrea LaMacchia. It populated this. And I want to go in and I want to start editing our profile. So maybe, you know, over here in the description, Andrew added some cool product, right? So we're able to offer that. I might go ahead and edit here in the description. And then you just hit save. You also see how I told you guys phone number not publicly visible. So this is here where you can change that if you get a number that you want people to see, or if you get a Google business phone, you could change this to being able to show. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, and by the way, guys, if y'all want to get a Google number, it's just called Google Voice, and you can get a number and it pushes directly to your phone, so it's not that big a deal. But you can turn it off and turn it off as on and off as you see fit.
And it's kind of nice because then you don't get as much spam. So, you know, and then obviously I have our website here. Now I need to update that because we still have this website, but Andrew has added a lot of stuff to the Clear to Close Texas. It has a lot more resources. So I'm going to update that. So what's nice is, again, this is super easy to manage. It's not like you're going into some HTTP website where the back end, it's kind of, you know, hard to, it's constantly changing. Google does sometimes change, but a lot of times it's going to be a pretty simple format. So for us, I ended up not doing a location because we're in the real estate mortgage arena. I really wanted to keep it to where it was service areas. So as you guys can see, I went ahead and started adding all of our service areas here. And again, you can definitely go back and add, or maybe you're like, hey, you know what? I really don't want to do business in, you know, Buda anymore. I'd rather do business in another location. Now, the next part of this is going to be your hours, your business hours. Again, Google's really big about you maintaining the correct business hours. So, you know, obviously for us, we definitely go out to open houses, we meet with clients, and we do things on Saturdays and Sundays, but typically our office is open Monday through Friday. So those are the hours that I posted here. I would highly suggest you guys really kind of take a look on what you want to list for your hours here too.
Yeah. Des, on that, isn't it like really frowned upon if you list yourself as 24 hours, but you're not really answering the phone? Like, it's better to just say, hey, look, I'm done at 9 p.m. Like, I stopped answering my phone at 9 o'clock. Like,
Absolutely.
That's enough.
Absolutely. I was just going to say that. I was going to say that Google, if you put 24 hours, and let's just say you're not like a 24-hour like emergency clinic, they will actually put a hold on your account until you update it with the correct hours. So, and we've never had anybody, I mean, you guys know the majority of people that are going to do business with you, they have access to your phone. It's just making sure everything's pretty clean. And then if you wanted to put special hours, maybe these are holiday hours and things like that, you can do that. I haven't necessarily added any of these because I feel like this is pretty much implied based with the hours listed up here. And then again, here's kind of some other options that you can plug into. I haven't filled this out. Some of this stuff is not applied to us, but if it's applied to you, then you can definitely go ahead and do this. And then here is another crowd section right here. If you want to let people know that you're LGBTQ friendly, you can post that as well. If you have highlights, you know, I think this was predominantly when COVID was extremely rampant, but you can add that as well. And then again, for COVID testing, things like that. I don't know why they have that. Oh, I guess if people were coming in. And then if you want to also, if there's languages that you guys offer, you can add that as well. So that's all of your business info, and you can just go straight to these tabs if anything has changed. If you end up actually getting a, you know, storefront and you want to add that, you can go right here and add that. All right, so let's go into, let's talk about the reviews, okay? So one thing that Andrew and I had done in the past is the mortgage companies that we'd worked for, they all had their review systems, right? So it would trigger once a loan was closed, or there was just a set trigger, either with the clear to close or whatever, to our client for them to submit a review. The last 2 years, we've just really kind of seen some inconsistencies with the reviews, and the reviews were kind of cumbersome because they weren't necessarily going to Google, which obviously is what matters because everybody says, oh, go Google, right? So on the reviews, you can see right here, we have a 5.0, which I'm very proud about. But if anybody wanted to click on our reviews, they can see that we have 39 reviews right here. So this is where I absolutely would recommend you guys focus a lot of your great attention, because as you're continuing to build your business and things like that, this is going to be such a honeypot for you to send to your clients when you're in transaction. And then it's a great way to follow up with them. So you can see here, we got a review and the response, we were able to respond to this. So, and actually, Drew, we need to see, because I know you've had a couple closings in the last couple weeks, if they're getting triggered correctly with Kate, because the last review we got on here was 3 months ago.
Right. Yeah, we have to follow up with her because this one we had a third-party service called experience.com that was doing this. Oh, I'm sorry, this is Google. No.
Yeah.
We need to see that even us, we need to be a little more focused on having people give us a review and ask politely and nicely. We used to have technology that automated for us, but since Google, like Des said, is so powerful and really the best way to curate all the feedback. So we obviously need to do a better job on it.
Yeah, and what we did too, so I'm going to show you guys, if you go to get more reviews, you see right here where it'll automatically allow you to either send it via email. So you see how this says it's already templated for you. So you could literally just plug in whatever the client is and shoot this out to them. Okay. What you can also do is you can populate it to Facebook. If you have that, he did. And what I think might be a little bit easier is this is going to be really cumbersome for you guys to remember, right? Like I couldn't remember this unless it was a link. So what I did is I went to GoDaddy.com and I did go review Drew.com. So I bought the URL that was goreviewdrew.com. So when Andrew or whoever says, oh, can you leave me a review? Just go to goreviewdrew.com. And then it'll automatically take them to our Google page right here. And so they'll be able to do this, which is awesome. So, and I think, GoDaddy has different packages that you can purchase, but it's really economical. And then you can go ahead and link this URL to the goreviewdrew.com. Does that make sense?
Do that one more time.
Yeah. So we copied this link and I went to godaddy.com. And what I did is I just bought a URL to make it really easy for us. I was like, hey, I want to see if anybody has goreviewdrew.com. Obviously we have it, but
It looks like I can buy it for $69.
I know if somebody wanted to do that, but there's
That's the thing.
goreviewdrew.net. So you could go in there, like Colin, if you wanted to do goreviewcolin.com, you'll go ahead and get this URL. So instead of having to copy and paste this link, you copy and paste this link into your GoDaddy backend, and you really just have to remember this. Nice. So it has, this is what will pop up when you see that. Does that make sense, guys? Okay, awesome. So this is great. This will feed the beast. This will allow you to incrementally continue to push yourself further and further up on the Google Analytics. And then let me go ahead and scroll down. So here's where you can see, like, there's some photos here. And if somebody clicks on them, or sorry, since I'm on the editing page, I can add a photo. So we are actually about to have our next Lattes and Listings event, which will be next Thursday at 9 a.m., 9 to 10. And we host it at Max and Louie's. If any of you guys have some listings, it could be commercial, for a property, I highly recommend you come. And it's a great time to just connect with other realtors and networking. So I just uploaded this photo to our site. So if I refresh it, it should be over here. Now, let's go back over here. We did the edit profile. Now you can go back to read reviews. This is what we just saw. And then you can check and see here if you have any messages. We don't get a ton of messages over here, but you guys might, since y'all are in real estate. And then this is also where you can add a photo, you could add your logo, and you can add a cover photo. If you wanted to put a photo of maybe Colin, I think you said your main office is in Seguin. If you wanted to add that photo of, the front of your office, you could put that there. And then I highly recommend, if you guys have logos, to go ahead and put them in there. Now, here's where your performance overview is going to be. And this is pretty cool to look at. Obviously, you can see it's really dipped down a lot because of the summer. Also because I was busy and I wasn't posting as much. But here are some really great analytics for you guys to check out. How many people have searched you? Where have they searched you? You can see it's been through desktop, mobile, and things like that. And then this is what they've searched over here to find you. And then we have not made any calls from our Google business profile. Again, we don't have any messages either. And we don't book through Google. We actually book through Calendly. And then these are our website's clicks, which that's really cool. I'd like them to go to the website. Any questions on that? And then over here, you can edit your products. Since we're a lender and it's more so services, I mean, we obviously have loan products, but it's really a service. We didn't put anything. I would also recommend for you guys as well, since y'all are in real estate, again, it's more of a service. Unless you're doing something specific, like maybe you offer, I don't know, Colin, would it be, trying to think, a move-in like cleaning special or something? I don't know.
I mean, we can definitely do things like home valuations and stuff of that nature. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, something like that. Then maybe I would put that in there for people to see. And then here is any Q&A. Again, nobody's asked us anything. There's also, and then here's where you can add links. So I went ahead and added our 2 websites. And then I have our link here, which has a lot of our event information and stuff like that.
Hey, guys, somebody's not muted. Can you mute yourself if you got something going on in the background? Desiree, I made you the host, so you can go in there and just drop the hammer if you need to.
Okay. Looks like everybody's muted. Okay. So that is pretty much it without it getting way into the weeds. Did you guys get a chance to get it set up right now and have any specific questions? No? Okay, I'm going to show y'all something cool. So let's just say I posted that photo of the lattes and listings, but let's just say you guys are going to be hosting an open house this weekend, right? This is a really good place to post this. So again, I would say, hey, if I'm going to share this on Facebook, I might as well share it on Google. So you're going to do add update. It'll populate this. I'm going to do add an event. So if you guys are doing an open house, I would go here. And so obviously you could put in and maybe be specific, like open house in Converse, right? For me, I'm going to go ahead and show you our lattes and listings. So I'm going to go ahead and put lattes and listings August event. And then I'm going to put the start date, which is going to be next Thursday. So for you guys, you could put whenever your open house is. You'll hit OK. And then the start time for the event is 9 a.m. And then end date is still the same. And it ends at 10 a.m. So here's where you can really just copy and paste. If you're already posting stuff on Facebook, then I would just hop over to Facebook. This is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to go to our lattes and listings event page. And I'm just going to click on this right here. And I'm going to just copy this to add some verbiage to our event details. Okay. I'm going to add a photo. So for you guys, if y'all are doing an open house, maybe you have an open house flyer that you could upload. I would definitely do that. And then you can add a button. I'm going to do sign up. And then for us, I like to use Eventbrite because it gives me a list of everybody who is attending with their contact information, and I get that as a spreadsheet. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this. I'm just going to copy this. I don't know if you guys use like a particular, when you're blasting it out, maybe it's not necessarily Eventbrite, but maybe you posted something on Facebook, right? That's kind of an event like this for your open house. What you can do is just go here and hit copy link, and then that would actually go in here. But I really want them to go straight to Eventbrite, so that's why I'm using this. And then you'll just hit post. And so that's posted here. I mean, it will be, but they usually are pretty quick on posting all of this. So see, I posted this for our July lattes and listings. And again, the more you guys are posting in here and getting reviews, the more the analytics is going to continue to feed and boost you in Google. So
basically find a reason to boost anything, anytime, anywhere. Get your name in there, get it out to all your past clients, future clients, everybody and their mom to get it up there. So when somebody's Googling Lavernia real estate agent, you pop up, right?
Absolutely. And the other thing that I would recommend for you guys is this is a good reason to reach out to all of your past clients, right? So one thing that we talked about in our last session is we really focused in on database, and Andrew had given some tactics like, hey, call your past clients and just pick a letter in the alphabet every single week. So when you make that call, you can say, hey, you know what? I just got a chance to really work on my Google business profile page. Would you mind submitting a review? I really enjoyed working with you. I really enjoyed being able to have your business. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to want to do it. The nice thing about Google too is that you can text them that link on their phone and they can do that review right then and there. So I would highly commit for like the next end of the year to really focus and get your Google business profile page working and going, because you'll be surprised at the amount of information that you can share, but then also too, what it's going to do for you from a business perspective. So are there any other questions? Negative?
No, I love it. That was great, guys. I mean, it's easier than it looks, right? I mean, I know I was thinking it was going to be a lot more daunting.
Yeah,
I'm just a little upset I'm not able to get in front of my computer right now.
well,
Actually, I do have a question.
Sure, yes.
Hi. So I saw an opportunity for like Q&As. Is that something that we can preload in there? Like, say for instance, like what questions should I ask before a home inspection, and then fill that in? Like, will that help?
Yes, that is such a good yes. So what she's talking about, guys, is right here. Absolutely. You could definitely go ahead and plug in, like you said, you know, what should I be doing when I start looking for a home, right? And then you could post that and put your Q&A here. So you could put the question, what should I do when looking to buy a home? And you know, the other thing too is, do you guys use GPT chat or AI?
Yep.
It's awesome, right? I finally have caved in and I'm like, damn, this stuff is good, you know?
I'm like all day, every day. I'm about to have to start writing love notes to my wife. Like I say a lot of time.
You see, there's a South Park episode that he does that. He basically just texts his girlfriend stuff that Chat GPT says. It's pretty awful. It's pretty funny.
That's hilarious. Well, I know this is getting off topic, but there's supposed to be AI love bots. Did y'all know that?
No, I'm not
Kinda
surprised.
gross. I know. I'm like, is this where we are?
Didn't Joaquin Phoenix did a movie on that? It was called Her. I think that was.
I know. Well, so you could plug in your own. And my suggestion would be, was it Vanessa that asked this question?
No, it was me, Courtney.
Courtney. Hey, Courtney. Sorry. I would, don't give all your beans, you know what I mean? So I would put a question and then give a little bit of information, and then maybe like at the end put, would love to speak with you one-on-one so we can tailor this better for you. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
So, but yes, this is where you can definitely plug in that information, and it is really, really helpful. The other thing that I was going to show you guys is, I would, if there are, like other real estate businesses or people that you follow, I would Google them, and, I would see like, well, what are they doing and what are they posting, So like Christian Schramm, they update their stuff kind of regularly, and I'm using them as kind of a example because I know you guys have got a ton of people on your team, Colin, but obviously for all of her realtors that are on her team, they're not necessarily putting their address of location. They're doing more of the services. So you can definitely come in here and take a look at some of the other teams and what they're doing and things like that. But you can also see, let's see how many reviews does she have. She has 398 reviews. That's pretty good. That's really good. I feel like a loser. I need to get ours up and going. So, and even like people around the country, let's see, what's the housewife's husband's name? Kyle, what's his name? Forget.
Isn't it Mauricio?
Mauricio, there we go. Mauricio Umansky, there we go. So, okay, he has all this stuff, but like if you wanted to see kind of what are some of these other people doing with their Google business pages, things like that. Okay, he was probably not a good one to look at, but if there's like some stars in TV and things like that, just to kind of see what their Google business profile pages look like, I would highly recommend doing that. And people even local, because it'll definitely give you some good ideas of maybe some verbiage that they used and things like that. Look, I don't even think she has a question here. Courtney, let's see. Nope. So you'd be a step ahead of her right there.
This is the weirdest game show ever.
What? The game we're playing?
Yeah, name the housewife's who's a realtor. I couldn't do that.
That should have been the giveaway thing. So I'm actually going to cut this off.
It's a guilty pleasure. I'm not proud of it. I just happen to know these things.
Same. It's when I want to turn it off.
I do real estate and watch Selling Sunset in the background. I can't help it.
It could be worse, right? All right. Well, here's what I'd like to do, and I can definitely get with Colin, but I know that obviously you guys can take a class, and then the hardest part is really the follow-up and the implementation of actually doing this. And so what we could do is kind of do a Google business profile follow-up with y'all. And we could either do it online or do it in person, whatever works best for you guys. And I think maybe we could do that in the next like 3 weeks to give you guys time to go in, start playing around with your Google business profile, but then actually come back and ask questions.
You know what? I like that idea so much that I'm going to put a bounty on it. And guys, watch your emails, because I'm going to do something like whoever's got the most reviews is going to win some cash or something. Because I want to see everybody go out there, like shoot it out, get it going. I'm going to find some way to do this. Let me think about it though.
So I was going to speaking of reviews, you mentioned something about, I don't know if I misunderstood you, maybe combining reviews or pulling reviews for Google, because I've got more reviews on Nextdoor than I do Google. And I guess
Yeah.
there's really no way, you have to go and have them.
So yes, so that is a big bummer, and that's a really great question. So for us, we are in the same boat. We have, I think, reviews on Zillow, Experience, God knows where else. So the best thing that I would do, you could start with reaching out to some of your favorite clients that are maybe on Nextdoor, and just see if they would. What you could do too is set it up for them and call them, say, hey, I'm getting my Google business profile page. Thank you so much for the review that you put on to Nextdoor. Can I shoot you a text of my Google review page? And then I'm going to copy what you sent to me. Do you mind just posting that same thing on Google, on my Google business profile? It's just right there for you. Some people will do it. If they don't do it, then my next suggestion.
Just go to myreviewmelissa.com. That's all you got to do.
About that, I already looked to see if anyone has the domain name. So
really, so you could do that, Melissa, or let's just say you get no response from, people, and people get busy and maybe they have the best intentions. The other thing that you could do is you could snip a picture of it. That's kind of the easiest way to do that. Or you can
put it on as one of the pictures
and post one of the pictures on your Google. Now, it won't necessarily act as a review, right? But it would be a picture of your review.
Gotcha.
So that's a really good question. I create this because for Instagram, it's not like you really get, so I'm about to create this, but like for some of the ones, I could just post this. Again, it's not necessarily creating traction within the review section, but it definitely will allow you to do that. So that was a really good question. Any other questions?
There's also something which I'm not sure, it might be like next level stuff. I was listening to Tom Ferry or YouTube video, whatever it was, business, but it was also about local reviews or local, God bless it, local something, and tying them together or reviewing them with your Google page, something like that. I'm gonna go find that. And I'll see if I can share it. And it like took it to a whole other level than just this stuff.
Yes. So what she's talking about is if you have your Google business profile page, and let's say you go eat lunch somewhere, or you deal with an inspector that you really like, he I think was talking about, and what I've heard from other people too, is go ahead and go through your business profile to leave them a review, because what it does is that also kind of creates some synergy with that as well. We have done that. I'm thinking, where would that show? I'm not sure where that would show, but yes, Melissa, I would highly recommend you guys doing that, especially because you guys are out and about always working with different business owners or doing a bunch of different things with people. And I think it would be great for y'all to do that.
Well, it's just a good quid pro quo kind of situation, right? Hey, I'm going to shoot you a review, shoot me one.
Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So, well, Colin, you want to, maybe we could get together and figure out a good follow-up time?
Oh, I'm coming to this ice cream thing. Don't worry. I love ice cream.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I wanted to just let you guys know, if you guys scan that QR code right there, that'll take you straight to our link tree, and it has a list of all of our events, information and things like that. Like I said, we have a couple of things coming up. August 24th, we have our lattes and listings. We'd love for you guys to come. It's more networking. You get about 5 minutes to talk about your listing. You can also, if you have a buyer looking for something, we kind of call it a buyer seller love connection. We've definitely have merged people, and it can be residential or commercial. And then we're kicking off our mastermind on September 6th. I was going to say, I think the topic might change, but I really want to continue to talk about applications for realtors and entrepreneurs. So anything from like Google Business Profile to Linktree to LinkedIn, and things that are going to help you build your business. And then of course, y'all are absolutely invited to come to our ice cream social. So that was a lot of fun. I don't know if y'all been to Aloha Shaved Ice. That place has some crazy ice cream. Crazy what they do. Okay, I'm gonna pick the winner of the Chewy's gift card. I made a couple little ones with all of y'all's names, and the winner is Courtney. Chewy's gift card.
Yay!
No
Yay.
fair. She wins everything.
Does she really? Is she one of those?
No, I don't know. I'm just complaining.
Awesome. Thank you.
Of course.
Good information today.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, I was going to say, you guys, I'll get y'all's contact information, and I'll definitely send you guys a email with mine and Andrew's contact information. So if you have any questions, or if you need anything one-on-one, please feel free to give me a call. But like I said, Andrew and I are definitely here to help y'all. You know, loans and helping people get into a home is what we do on the day-to-day. But we realize that growing and building a business is what you guys are doing. And so if we can be a resource with all of that, we are definitely here to help.
Thank you very much.
Of course.
Yes, thank you so much, Desiree. Ladies and gentlemen, if you got any questions, she's got her information up there, or you can contact me. I've definitely got it. Sorry, I'm just not in front of my computer today. So, Desiree, thank you. And I will see you for some ice cream, and I got to go get home and get my business page started.
Exactly. All right. Well, you guys have a great afternoon. And again, I look forward to connecting with all of you guys.